How big of a factor do you guys think Nick Bosa is going to be? Obviously, he's going to be a factor, but
We're gonna hold him all day
I mean,
in
could,
more ways than one, baby. We're gonna hold his ass all day.
could the 49ers,
He's gonna have some fucking turf pulled out of his. I don't even know what kind of. If they're playing on real grass, he's definitely gonna
it's
have.
real grass,
Yeah, if they play on grass, he's gonna have some shit getting pulled out of his helmet, out of his face mask.
could the
And I don't
49ers
care how
beat
it happens.
larger babies? I mean, how many
Dude,
excuses and complaints could we have this week?
I think they personify the California elitist lifestyle to perfection, bro. Like looking down upon people who have less, like they're just rich, entitled fucks.
They're mad because the practice field sod is a little too wet. The fire
Field
alarm
gate,
in
bro.
their
Field gate,
home,
dude. Turf gate.
the fire alarm at their hotel went off for 10 minutes. Like Nick Bosa is up there complaining that Kansas City's offensive line holds a lot. Like their owner is up there making complaints about penalties
You like to say
from
the N word.
4 years ago.
Fuck off.
I, I am dumbfounded at the amount of excuses that this team is pulling out prior to the game. They are talking a lot of shit. There's excuses, there's crying, there's whining. It's not just by players, it's by executives, it's by coaches. I have never in my life seen a team complain this much and make excuses prior to the game being played.
Well,
The
and
Bengals.
they are captain of excuses. You go back to last year and the whole
We
quarterback
had
injury
Brock Purdy. Yeah,
situation.
we would
Yeah.
have.
We would have had a quarterback. We would have won. Fucking suck it up, bitch. Play some
And
ball.
it sounds to me like they're already expecting to lose. Like
Yeah,
the way that they speak, that's the
because of the real
mentality they're
script
giving off.
writers that are actually like putting in work to put Kansas City in the position. Like, yeah, the
NFL scriptwriters.
yeah, NFL script writers really wanted a flyover state, like middle of the country, like market team to be the face of the NFL.
It's all for Taylor, man. This is all centered around 13.
Yeah,
What's
bro.
5 plus 8? 13.
87.
Travis
Wait,
Kelsey.
that wasn't the right one.
No,
Oh man. How do we so how do we feel that Joey Bosa, you think he's just gonna get held a lot, flop and
Joey?
cry like his brother Joey? He's just gonna pull a Joey.
that's a fine. That's
We're
a fine.
we're yeah, I'm way ahead of you, dude.
Did I say Joey? Oh my bad.
Yes,
You
you did.
said Joey, but
Well,
I
I
digress.
mean,
I mean,
is he gonna act like Joey? I feel like he is.
the
Is
the
he a
Bosa
Bosa?
brothers are quite similar, my friend.
In more ways than one.
Fucking got big noses and they're big little babies on the fucking field, dude. And they can't take ridiculing by Eagles fans.
How do we feel about the other side of the ball for both teams? Let's start off with the San Francisco offense, clearly led by CMC. He should potentially be the MVP of the NFL, only behind Patrick Mahomes. Uh, but
You were not saying this shit in the
I
regular season.
wasn't. I
Do
wasn't. But
not.
now I am. But now I am.
I
Got
have
to
to
include the
This
playoffs.
guy
This
sucks.
guy sucks.
No, I still don't believe a quarterback should be the MVP this year. It should be Reek or CMC. But the San Francisco 49ers offense clearly led by Christian McCaffrey and his skill and ability. Uh, they're going to be leaning on him a lot and knowing our defense against the run isn't all that great. We're really, really good against defending the pass. We have struggled against defending against the run. But do you see the 49ers having to lean more on their passing abilities in this game, if especially if the Chiefs offense gets out to a heavy start?
If this game plays out the way I've been talking about, the Chiefs having an offensive explosion in the first half, the 49ers are going to panic and they're going to do exactly what the Ravens did but with a much more drastic score, I feel like. But they have playmakers. Brock Purdy at times can get the ball into those playmakers' hands, and God knows Kyle Shanahan can scheme something up for his speedy position players, whoever that needs to be, because it could be a tight end leak to George Kittle where nobody's really paying attention to him and he rips us for 30, 40 yards or something like that. Like, they can get it done in multiple different ways. And that's what's so scary about it. But then you look at who's at the helm and it's not that scary.
I think we've gone up against more mobile quarterbacks all year, more than Brock Purdy, especially the past 3 weeks. We've definitely been able to stop mobile quarterbacks. And Brock Purdy escaping the pocket, we're going to have somebody there for him. They're going to have to rely on the pass game. They're going to stick with the run game as long as they can, but we're going to bend but not break during this game.
I would definitely say the last 2 weeks we've dealt with more mobile quarterbacks. I think Brock
The
Purdy
last
is
3 weeks,
mobile.
we didn't play last week.
Sorry, my bad. Last 3 games, I would say Brock Purdy is more mobile than Tua for sure. But I also don't think that we really had to deal with the legs of Lamar Jackson in the last game that we played, just because of them trying to force the pass so much and getting really truly away from their game plan. Do you feel like the defense for the Kansas City Chiefs can do the same thing to this 49ers offense? Given that, listen, as we're going up against Kyle Shanahan, it's a guy who actually knows what he's doing versus some of the other offensive coordinators that we've played against this postseason. They've been together. This group of guys have been together quite a while. Adding in CMC, this is a really strong veteran group. Do you think that they can be moved off of whatever their script is going to be and really have to chase this game?
Listen, it's Spags in the Super Bowl. He's going to scheme it up perfectly. And Spags we trust. That's all I got to say about that.
I truly think the more entertaining the meatier matchup in this game is our defense versus the 49ers offense. The Chiefs defense, if they show up, if they play like they've been playing in the playoffs, they're going to slow the 49ers down enough to win this game, and that's just it. Our defense has been good enough to make the best playmakers in football make mistakes. So just because they have a star-studded offensive roster, regardless of who's at the quarterback position, we're going to make them make mistakes at certain points in this game. And I think the whole turnover differential thing in the regular season kind of shows now in the playoffs, like, we've been getting ours and we've been capitalizing. So if our defense shows up, we'll win this game without a doubt. If we don't play to our potential and it's kind of obvious and we're making mistakes on defense, we're going to let them stay in this game. But KC's offense versus their defense, I feel like is pretty much tail of the tape. If we stick to the run game, we're definitely going to have success. But our defense versus their offense is the more important matchup, in my opinion.
I would agree. And I see George Kittle probably not being a big factor, at least in the stat box in this game, given that our defensive line is that good. They're going to need all the extra help blocking as they can
Karlaftis
get.
just has to make sure he doesn't get flat backed. Like, that's the one thing I'm really going to be keeping my eye out on defense. If 56 ends up on his back because of George Kittle, I'm going to be a little upset.
And it's not going to be just him. FAU is going to be a starter, I believe, on the outside because Charles Omenihu is out for the game, which is a big, big loss. But it sounds like
I think he'll be on Trent Williams' side, though. Well, I guess George Kittle lines up wherever, but he helps more on the right side because they got Trent Williams on the other side.
Yeah. So, FAU is most likely going to be getting a lot of reps, if not also be the starter. But I don't think George is going to be a big factor in the stat box. Obviously, he'll be a big factor in the game in terms of blocking because they'll have 6 up front to go on 4, which they're going to need to keep guys off of Brock Purdy's back. to allow him to be able to throw in any capacity.
Chris Jones will be taking that double team all day.
I would be it'll be interesting to see how often Chris Jones actually lines up on the outside versus on the inside as well. I think we're going to be dialing up a lot of outside blitzes, a lot of corner blitzes, a lot of safety blitzes, all coming from the outside versus the inside. I think there's going to be a lot of crazy blitzes drawn up, and they're all going to come from the outside from a DB of some sort.
Well, Chris
My
Jones,
hot take for this game is somebody from the defense is actually going to win Super Bowl MVP.
whoa.
I would not be surprised.
LJ?
That'd
If
be
LJ
nice.
gets Super Bowl MVP, bro, I don't think we can afford him.
That's true. That's true. No, I wouldn't be surprised at that, because the one thing I went into this week thinking is, like, we have had such a poor turnover differential this entire season. And then we get into the postseason and that flips the script completely. Now, not like we've had a ton of turnovers or takeaways until we got to the Ravens game
been
2 weeks ago. We haven't been negative, but then we also had the huge positive game against the Ravens in the AFC Championship where we had 3 takeaways. And it's like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. I think we're going to have a big 4 takeaway game against the 49ers. And I think it's going to be a lot of fumbles, maybe not a lot of interceptions, but it's going to be a lot of fumbles because guys are going to be closing down.
Fumble. We can make your playmakers make mistakes.
LJ
make your quarterback throw an interception.
LJ walks away with an interception and a fumble recovery.
Wouldn't be surprised. Do we have Mike Edwards in this game? Is he healthy?
Mike Edwards is healthy. He is back. He's good.
Surprised if that interception instead goes to Mike Edwards.
The one thing I am surprised about, boys, and a guy that we haven't talked a lot about, and it doesn't really factor into this game by any means. I wish we had him there, but Brian Cook, what the hell happened to him? He was supposed to be back, and he never got put on the IR.
Well, did you remember seeing his foot completely?
I remember
sideways?
seeing his.
If he was healthy, he'd be playing. Like, they obviously kept him off IR to give him a shot. But if he was,
he just was never talked about. I thought that was a really interesting aspect that nobody had asked questions.
We're sad about it, dude, because we would be in it. Even if it's a little bit, we would be incrementally better with Brian Cook on the field, with the extra man, the rotation, fresh legs keeping back there in the secondary. He's big for us, and he's a playmaker. He would be one of the guys that I would say Brian Cook might pop the ball out this game. Brian Cook might get an interception or a big pass deflection. Like, he's as young as he is, the man's a playmaker, and I would love to have him out there. Dog.
Does Chris Jones have a shot at making a Super Bowl MVP this week?
Absolutely, man.
Dude's he's still trying to get a bag.
If he gets his sacks, bro. If he gets
3
his
sacks, fumble recovery,
strip sack would be huge, dude. Like,
tip pass interception.
If it's a strip sack that leads to like a fumble recovery touchdown, like, you damn sure he's going to be considered.
To end the game sack, yeah, he's got that in his bag.
Yeah, this defense is gonna have to play a big role. I think they're gonna be out on the field quite a bit.
They're gonna win it for us.
I don't see the game the way Tybo does, where it's gonna be a huge offensive explosion. I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I just think this is gonna be the epitome of the season.
20+ points in the first half, and then we coast in the second.
This is gonna be the epitome of the season. The defense wins us the game.
You know what I think? To be cliche, call me quarterback speak, it's that 20-point threshold. We keep San Francisco under 20 points, there's not a shot in hell they're going to beat us.
I'm thinking this is going to be more than a 1-score game, guys.
I think so, too.
Are you guys ready to pick it?
Kenny
I
picked it.
mean, let's go for it. We got to pick
Alright.
scores this week, you know.
We do have to pick scores. Now just to kind of line everything up for everyone here.
I'm conceding. I'm not picking the 49ers right now.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not.
So that was the thing.
I will not give in to my pride is very important to me, and I will not give it away just to win $40 or some shit in this little pot that we got going. Like, you know where I stand.
All right. Well, we'll make this one easy. Obviously, Tybo is picking the Chiefs here. Sean and I believe, have also agreed that we will be picking the Chiefs.
I picked the Chiefs before the season even started, man.
That's fair.
Unlike you.
That's fair.
So I think if the Chiefs win, it's got to go to me, right?
You know, I think I did pick the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl very early, and then we played, and then I retracted that statement. But the Chiefs are the home team here in Vegas against the 49ers. They are 2-point dogs. What is Vegas thinking? 2-point dogs. We're all three riding with the Chiefs. Tybo, let's go ahead and get your score prediction here.
I said at least 6 touchdowns. So
42-21.
2-21. All righty. 42-21. Now, Sean, we tied last week. How do we want to go here?
I want to go ahead and go with Chiefs 31, Niners 17.
31-17. Is that what I heard?
That's
Sorry.
what I said.
31-17.
It's
It's a pretty good score. Pretty good score. I'm
You wanted it,
going.
didn't you?
pretty good score.
He's picking the Niners.
I'm still sticking with the Chiefs, but I think the game is going to be much, much closer. Chiefs, we're going to go here 24-19.
Okay, that's an odd one.
How does one get to 19 points?
You expecting a safety or something?
Could be. See how it plays out.
Expecting missed extra point?
Could be.
Extra field goal?
Jake Moody does like to miss his kicks. He has missed his kicks out there.
I'm more like Jake Booty.
All right, that was good. That should be a fine.
That should be a fine. Rack it up.
Either
Bad
it
pun.
is or it isn't. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
It is.
I definitely have the most fines.
Listen, we will be back early
I'm fining
next
Sean
week.
for not having enough fines.
Are you kidding me, man?
We'll be back early next week to recap Super Bowl 58 after the Kansas City Chiefs have won. The parade will be in Kansas. If Kansas City, if you live here in Kansas City and are a Chiefs fan or not, the parade will be on Valentine's Day. That is the 14th
Ayo.
on Wednesday.
You can have
Get ready
sex
to
in
have fun.
public at the parade on Valentine's Day.
I don't
No one will
know if
say
you
anything.
can or
No,
can't.
they already passed that. It's like been a Super Bowl law for like a long time now.
Really?
No, you idiot.
Idiot. Yes. Okay. All right. You know what? Till next time. Go Chiefs.
Go
Chiefs!
Chiefs! Super Bowl 58 champions!